Once upon a time, in the ancient land of India, there lived a man named Siddhartha who would one day become known as the Buddha. He was a prince born into luxury and privilege, yet he felt a deep sense of dissatisfaction with the world around him. Despite all the riches and pleasures at his disposal, Siddhartha was plagued by questions about the nature of life, suffering, and existence itself. One day, as Siddhartha was wandering through the palace gardens, lost in thought, he encountered a man who seemed troubled. This man, named Ajit, was a skeptic who had never believed in the existence of God or any higher power. He scoffed at the idea of spirituality and dismissed it as mere superstition. Intrigued by Ajit's skepticism, Siddhartha approached him and asked why he rejected the notion of God. Ajit replied, "There is no evidence for the existence of a higher power. Life is nothing but a series of random events, and we are merely pawns in the game of chance." Siddhartha listened attentively to Ajit's words and then he smiled gently. "My friend," he said, "I understand your skepticism. But let me tell you a story of a man much like yourself, who also questioned the existence of God. And so, Siddhartha began to tell Ajit the story of a man named Kisa Gotami. Unable to accept her son's death, Kisa Gotami carried his lifeless body from house to house, begging for someone to bring him back to life. But no one could help her, and eventually she was directed to seek out the Buddha, who was known for his wisdom and compassion. The Buddha looked at Kisa Gotami with compassion and said, "I will help you, but first you must do something for me. Go into the village and find me a mustard seed from a household that has not known death." Eager to save her son, Kisa Gotami rushed into the village, knocking on doors and asking for mustard seeds. But at every house, she encountered the same response. "I'm sorry," the villagers would say, "but death has touched every family in some way. We cannot help you." As Kisa Gotami realized the futility of her task, a profound understanding washed over her. She returned to the Buddha and said, "I have learned my lesson. Death is a part of life, and no one is exempt from its grasp. I accept that my son is gone, and I am grateful for the time we had together." Moved by Kisa Gotami's realization, the Buddha comforted her and offered her guidance on the path to inner peace and enlightenment. As Siddhartha finished the story, he looked at Ajit and said, "My friend, the story of Kisa Gotami teaches us that suffering is an inevitable part of the human experience. But it also reminds us that there is a way to find peace and understanding, even in the face of great sorrow." And with that, Siddhartha and Ajit continued their conversation, each one learning from the other and growing in wisdom and understanding with each passing moment.